Starting again, please. Maybe it's on, still on mute.
We are recording.
Doesn't it usually say you're recording?
You know, it's changed. We saw
Oh.
a box came up reminding us, but
It's
it's
not
not
saying.
Okay, we'll get started. Good morning. It is Tuesday, February 7th, 2023 at 8:31 a.m. This is the regular scheduled meeting of the Board of Selectmen of the town of New Canaan. And first item on our agenda, actually, well, when we get there, we'll correct it. First item on our agenda is the minutes of the last meeting on two minutes, one on January 26th and our budget vote on January 31st. Any comments or corrections on the minutes?
None here. No.
I move we approve the minutes of the two meetings.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Kevin, can we also add Selectmen's comments to the agenda?
You can always talk, Kathleen, so.
Sorry?
You can always talk.
Thank you. I'd like to just amend the agenda, add Selectmen's comments at the end.
I second the motion.
Okay, public comments. Members of the public are welcome to provide comments to the Board of Selectmen on agenda topics scheduled for review and or vote. Comments submitted electronically should be sent to BOS distribution at newcanaanct.gov. And we'll read them. Any members of the public here today? Any members of the public want to comment on Zoom?
Nobody.
Okay, item 3, fireworks contract. Tom Stadler, Chairman of the Family Fourth Committee. This is your item or John Howe's item?
Steve Nichols, I haven't for 42 years.
Well, it's John Howe.
Where's John Howe? John, here, you do this.
I'm not getting back up here.
Oh, yeah, right. Is that recorded? We're here for the fireworks contract? Okay. This is something we do every year. The contract is with the same company for 42 years. I think they do a fabulous show. And they did up us a little bit this year. It went up about 10%. But for, I think, 15 years, it did not go up a dime.
Mhm.
And then COVID hit and we asked to increase the fireworks show a little bit. We asked for the increase. And then this is the first increase, I bet, in 15 years at least. So they hit us for about a 10% increase, which is fine. We have the money for it in the fund now, even before we sell the tickets. So we're good.
How much do you have in the total fund?
I'm waiting for the audit to confirm that number. It's somewhere between 75 and 100,000.
Oh, okay. So 2 years worth.
Well, we've tried to keep 1 year's expenses in the fund.
Right.
1 year's expenses run around $75,000 or $80,000
I see.
total expenses.
And the show itself is about half.
I'm
30,
sorry.
and the show itself is about half, about
Yes,
35,000.
the show,
I
the
see.
fireworks,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
about half, a little less than half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. But we're all set. We're all planning. We're lining up food trucks and getting the bands ready and everything else. Right, John?
Yep. we're
Anything
ready to
else?
go. Well,
Ready to
yeah,
go? Yeah.
we look forward to it every year. We
Great
also
show.
look forward to it when it's over too. So no rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the dates, I mean, the people say we're messing with tradition. It's not the family fourth anymore. This is a unanimous decision of the committee. And I think in agreement with others that are in the room. That if you have it on a Tuesday night, you got to get the kids off to camp on Wednesday morning. And I got to be on a flight to Dallas on Wednesday morning. And, you know, it's just too complicated. And working with the families in town that seem to prefer a weekend, as well as working with the fireworks company and their availability.
Mhm.
You can have it on the 4th, but then you can't reschedule it on another weeknight because they don't work weeknights. John?
Right. So what he's looking for is the first date is the Saturday, July 1st. And then the rain date, first rain date is Sunday, July 2nd.
Mhm.
And then if that doesn't work, we go to the next Saturday and then that's.
And then we're finished. We're not going to try to find another
So
date.
should we go to the 8th?
Yes,
The 8th or 9th.
That's kind of late.
right. You know.
I mean, it's
we're-
almost like, yeah, you
Well,
know.
last year or year before, when was it? We canceled because of weather and then we had
Yeah.
COVID and we kept moving it back into
August.
August. and we had weddings and they can't
Right.
come on a weeknight and we had Labor Day and we couldn't find a date.
Yep.
So we're going to go with 3 dates. If that doesn't work, there's no show.
So I think then just on the fifth paragraph, you might want to just modify that first
We're going to fix that.
sentence. Yeah,
Fix paragraph.
there's a couple of things that
I
need to
agree.
be
It's not
tweaked.
clear.
Okay, great.
We'll fix that. We'll call Jerry. Anything else?
It's a great show.
Yep.
We're
Yeah.
not
Can't
going to
wait.
change too much. We did have a vote last year on music.
Okay.
Didn't pass.
So it's like, the Hall of Fame, you could just keep trying and try and get closer and closer.
How many people
Change the
attend?
committee.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, excuse me. How many people attend the
We
fourth?
estimate 5,000 to 7,000 and we don't count them. We sell over 2,000 passes every year. How many people come in a car?
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Who
So
knows?
multiply 2,000 by, and there are still a fair number of people that think that the town pays for this and it's their right to come and don't buy a pass.
What's the pass cost again? Remind me.
$35.
35,
It
yeah.
hasn't changed in, I don't know,
I think it's probably been 7 years or so.
about 6,
Yeah.
7 years. It's been 35. And with the money in the bank right now, we have no intent to raise that price.
And what's the run time now for the actual show?
Starts
It's
around
gotten more.
9:15 to 9:17.
Yeah.
Runs about 32 minutes.
Thereabouts.
33
32
minutes.
is more than it used to be. You said you added on?
We added more.
Product.
That
Yeah,
product.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
We
Okay,
added
product,
more
not
product.
run time, but product.
Right.
Yeah.
You could start putting gaps in between them a little bit and make the runtime longer, but
You
it's a really nice
If
show.
you want the
so.
runtime to be an hour, we could, then there'd be little lulls in between.
No, no.
And the other thing is, I mean, there are people that like the ground displays.
Right.
Kind of what I call the fizzles.
Yeah.
On the ground. And there's other people like the boom, 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 boom stuff in the air.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like it all.
I like
I
it.
like it all. I like it all.
Last year, Trumbull went the day that we were supposed to, and by them doing that, they had thunder showers coming at them. And they shrink their show into about 10 minutes.
10
Just
minutes?
one, boom, one right after
Because they're
another.
worried.
Yep,
Uh,
get the people out of the park. in
Desert
that case,
storm.
so.
This is the easy part, trying to get, the bands are easy, other things are easy, certainly porta potties are easy. But food trucks are difficult. They're moving more towards catering.
Yeah.
As opposed to vending. And it's getting very, very difficult to line up food trucks that will commit to be there on that day. Not easy.
No further questions. I move we approve the request from Recreation Department to enter into a contract with International Fireworks Manufacturing as described by Tom and John. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. You're not leaving? You're not leaving, John? Okay, tell us about how much this mower really costs.
Okay, I wrote the memo wrong. It should be $62,872.39. That's the correct amount. It is on the Sourcewell purchasing agreement. So we're looking to purchase a Toro Groundsmaster 7210, which is 72-inch mower, 0-turn type mower, but with a diesel engine, commercial grade. But in the wintertime, we put a cab on there and tracks and make it into a snow removal machine that can be used on the sidewalks. So.
Okay, any questions about the Toro Groundsmaster?
Can you just remind us
7210?
what the Sourcewell purchasing agreement is?
Source, it's a national purchasing agreement, prices that are done that way.
Okay,
It's not something you have to buy into to use prices off that. Being a municipality, we can do.
okay,
You or I personally couldn't purchase off that contract,
okay.
but the town or state governments.
So it's the best pricing that's available to municipalities.
They've
basically.
already done their bidding
I
part
see.
that way. Turf Products and Toro they would not come in and give us a different quote
Understood.
since
Okay.
we're a municipality.
Okay, thank you.
No further questions? I move we approve the request from the Parks Department to enter into a contract with Turf Products Corporation in the amount of $62,872.39 for the purchase of a Toro Grandmaster 7210 with accessories as described by John. Second,
Second here.
all in favor?
Thank you.
Tiger. Is Bill here? Or are you covering the?
To cover for Bill as well.
Okay.
So the boiler replacement. Good morning.
Morning.
So. Oh, sorry. So this first item is for design work, schematic design work for the proposed wetland boardwalk at Irwin Park. We asked excuse me, a quote from Richter and Segan. Richter and Segan did the original master plan and then they did the original flexi paved trail.
Mhm.
So they're intimately involved or aware of the park itself. And this was actually in the first part of the master plan, it was there. And then when we did the trail work initially, we took that out as a value engineering portion of the project. So they came back with $11,850 quote for the schematic design. I added in $250 for reimbursables to come up with a total of $12,100, and the funds are currently available. Excuse me.
Any questions?
Tiger, can you just remind us, wasn't it about a year ago or maybe a little less that we went through this already? We went through this project already. I don't know if it was the design part of the project.
Survey.
I beg your
It
pardon?
was a survey part.
The survey.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we had to do the survey, wetland flagging and survey,
Okay.
and then put those two together, and then the designer comes in
Now
afterward
it's the
with that work.
design and then the actual construction will come
Yeah, there'll be a
after that.
schematic design, then there'll probably be, from that, we'll come up with exactly what it's gonna look like, then go to what's called design development, which is one more phase, and then go to construction. So we've got this phase, one more in the middle for the design portion, and then go to construction.
So all in all, how much is this project?
We have $175,000 in the budget. We're hoping to stay at that level.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No further questions?
None here.
I move we approve the request from Public Works to enter into a contract with Richter and Segan in the amount of $12,000 for schematic design of the proposed wetland boardwalk at Irwin Park. Second,
Second.
further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Drainage materials.
Thank you. This next is approval of a quote from Ferguson Waterworks for drainage materials for the highway department in anticipation of work going to be performed spring and summer. It was $14,344.52 was the quote. We're basically on a state bid with this. If the municipalities purchase the materials versus the contractor, we work out to be there's a substantial savings between the town buying and a contractor buying.
It's in the budget. Okay.
It's in their budget. That's correct. Sorry.
Any questions?
Just a quick one. Can you give us like one example of what a drainage project might be?
Well, right now they're
Where?
working on Ash Tree Lane, putting in about 200 feet of pipe between basins with it's going to be a perforated pipe to try to see if we can catch some water that's coming through the roadway and then draining down onto a resident and then affecting their driveway and what have you. So things like that.
Okay.
A lot of it is strictly maintenance work, piping between one area and another that the highway department does, not in conjunction with a road paving project
So this is a request that comes every year.
every year.
So just
Yeah.
about $15,000 to do drainage.
It'll be
Next.
more. We'll have
Okay.
others coming in. Normally the quotes come in 0 and 10 and Kevin signs.
Yeah.
So this one's above. So
Okay.
that's why we're here.
Got
But this will not be this is not the limit, I should say, of the work that will be performed.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is this for a particular project, one project?
No, this is not, this does not have a specific
Drainage
area. It's
projects.
basically
Okay.
projects. Yeah.
I move we approve the request of Public Works to purchase drainage materials from Ferguson Waterworks in the amount of $14,344.52 for drainage projects to be performed this spring and summer as described by Tiger.
Second here.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. This next is a materials purchase for granite curbing for two specific projects. One is the sidewalk on Elm Street from Park Street to the train station. So we'll be redoing that stretch. Right now it's bituminous concrete. It'll be going to brick, and then we'll be taking care of the little parklet that's there. That's out to bid right now, but I figured I'd bring the materials to you earlier, and then Also, the second phase of bump outs on Elm Street for the southern side of Elm Street. The reason we're bringing it to you is because last year, all the granite companies basically maxed out on their production
Mm.
and they said, get your orders in early. So I'm going to have another order. I just got another quote this morning. I'll have another order for in 2 weeks for a separate project. But this one's for $19,443.75. I added a $500 contingency only because we asked them for a specific length of granite. If it comes in 0.1 feet over that, because they cut the granite, then I have to pay a little bit more. And it's not necessarily $19,443.75. It could be $30 more at that point. So I asked for the contingency only to cover that little bit of overage so that I don't have to chase Kevin around for an extra signature. For a total of $19,943.75.
Chase me around.
Sorry, just, it's, you're busy, I'm busy. It's,
Running
it's
around.
kind of a.
Any questions?
Yeah, so on the along the train station, so this is the southernmost side of the Elm Street alongside the train station parking lot. Is that what you're saying, that the granite curbing for?
Yeah, well, it's the southern, it's the sidewalk that's along the southern side of Elm Street from
Right.
Park Street to the train station.
Right.
That's.
Yeah,
the
that's
stretch.
okay. That's what I'm describing. So that, okay, what is the other side, the northern side? Is that,
Granite and
it's the
brick.
same, okay, so
Granite and
it'll
brick.
match.
It'll match.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
perfect.
It was done a number of years ago.
I see, okay. And then, and the other one you said was a bump
So
out
it's
on the
bump outs
southerly?
on the southern side of Elm Street, say where Dunkin' Donuts is. It's the second phase of the project. We were on the
Okay.
northern side through the Playhouse. We'll finish that once the Playhouse construction is
Right,
done in front, and then we're gonna jump to the opposite side, and that's where the savings are in parking spaces. We'll gain spaces back by putting in those bump outs on that side.
okay,
The net overall for the project is 0, but we need to put in that curbing on the other side to then allow us to open up the area to gain a couple of parking spaces back.
so 5 in total, so
Five-
all on the
five
same
gained
side?
back. We lost 5 on one side,
Yep.
gained 5 on the other side.
Okay.
It's a net 0.
Thank you.
You're
Is the
welcome.
curbing rounded?
It's not buzzed. No.
Not buzzed.
It's not buzzed. I could certainly ask him. It's an extra $1 to $2 a foot to buzz the top of it,
Right.
but the plow takes care of that in one season.
Tiger, does the town own the property or does the state of Connecticut, the pocket park?
It's a good question. I'll have to ask that, and find out.
I
So
think
whether or
I
not
think they own it.
They might own it. Yeah. We put that in for it's a 9/11 memorial.
Hmm.
So we put
When does the fence get repaired?
during the project.
This covers that?
This does not cover it. No, the project's out to bid right now. The
Okay.
bids come back in end of February. And then as part of that, there's an ornamental fence, metal fence that'll go in.
A metal fence?
Yeah, an ornamental metal fence will go in instead of what's existing there.
Any further questions?
No.
William Stone. I move we approve the request from Public Works to enter into contract for William Stone in the amount of $19,443.75 plus his $500 contingency as described by Tiger for the purchase of granite curbing for various projects in town. Second,
Second,
all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And this last is a retroactive approval of a boiler replacement that occurred at the Nature Center Animal Care Center. In late December, mid-December, the boiler failed. And we had to replace it, obviously, since we were in the middle of winter. So Eastern Mechanical replaced it at a cost of $13,800. We covered it out of our operating expenses. We changed it over from an oil to a propane, so we can actually remove the oil tanks. And this, we had Kevin sign it since it was an emergency basis. And then, we're bringing it here for your approval. We apologize. It's been a little bit delayed bringing it to you.
Any questions?
What's the source of their water? The Nature Center's water that's feeding the water heater, et cetera. Do you know?
It's
Is it-
Aquarian water.
It's a quarry.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah. We actually had it tested a couple weeks ago and it came back fine.
Okay. How old is the boiler that you replaced?
That boiler was 20+ years old,
Okay.
past its life.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No further questions. I move we approve the request from Public Works to enter into a contract with Eastern Mechanical Services in the amount of $13,800 for the installation of the new Navian Combi boiler in the Animal Care Center at the Nature Center. Second,
Second here.
all in favor?
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tiger. Have a good day.
Thanks, Tiger.
Cheryl Jones,
Good morning.
morning.
Okay, I'm here to present an ADP contract. ADP has sent us a 3-year contract starting 7/1/23. The proposal will be 1% first year, 0 second, 1% third. We currently have 3 services with ADP. We have our payroll service, which covers our pay, W-2s, taxes, benefit accruals, pension report, and other services. We have an HR benefit solution, which does our recruitment and talent acquisition, workforce now and timesheets, keeps track of all the new employees. And we also do time and attendance, which is our time clocks, which works with ADP to feed into the payroll system. So April worked very closely with ADP. They were at 3% and got them down. So we would like to sign this contract for 3 years.
And this is in the budget,
This is in the budget.
fully loaded.
So the 59,000 is a 1% increase over last year or?
No, right
Okay.
now we're paying 59,000, so it'll be a 1% on top of that, 0, and
Okay.
then 1 on top of
Okay.
that.
Sounds good.
Did the Board of Ed used to use ADP as well?
They did, and they moved over to Munis.
Would we achieve, that begs the question, would we achieve cost savings if we were to go together?
Ann, you want to help me on this one? We probably would. I think it would take probably 3 years to get us up and running.
Right.
I do know when it comes to taxes, W-2s, the Board of Ed has had some issues. So
But actually, the import of my question was, why are they not still on ADP? Why did they leave ADP?
because when they bought Munis, they bought the payroll system and moved over. So and
Board of Eds, typically it's better to be in-house because their payroll, believe it or not, it's very complex with the teachers, the contracts, how they're paid. They have modules usually set up for a contract module with helps monitoring the teacher's pay, leave of absence. It's actually, it was very time consuming when I had to do it. So to have Board of Ed payroll in-house makes sense because you have more control over what's happening with it to keep on top of it.
and I did say to Ann, we are going to look at it, knowing that it will take 2 to 3 years while we have this contract. We are going to look at it and see if it's something that would benefit the town, or is it going to be more work on our end?
Right. Yeah, definitely the complexity of keeping on top of the taxes, the changes of all the different rules, your filing of your 941s, all that, that's something then that someone has to definitely get involved in, know, and be trained in keeping on top of that.
Does the audit committee have a position on this?
Does the Board of Ed?
Audit committee?
Audit committee? No, I haven't heard. I mean, we
Yeah.
pass every year with flying colors with our audit
Yeah,
with
no, I know.
payroll. So we're pleased with that, and we're not saying no to a new system.
No.
We're going to look at it and see if it's something
It
we
would
can.
just take some time to implement. Yeah.
Right.
Great.
Any further questions? I move we approve the request from the Human Resources Director to enter into a 3-year contract with ADP for the payroll and human resources services effective July 1, as described by Cheryl.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Next, we have
Next, we have Sarah. Sarah, if you would like to join us, and Tiger. Sarah started with the town January 18th of 22 as our zoning enforcement officer. And we would like to promote Sarah to the Assistant Town Planner ZEO. She has been a great team player. She's very organized, works well with staff and residents. And we will also have Steve Kleppen overseeing the department, working closely with Sarah and the commission as she takes this new role on. Tiger?
I can only say that when she started, she hit the ground running, and it's been a pleasure. She's done a fantastic job to date, so I highly recommend it.
Great.
questions.
Just remind us that, so Steve Kleppen is actually a part-time employee of ours
Correct.
now.
That was approved. Right.
And we've already approved that. And he's does he serve as the town planner of Norwalk too?
He does.
Okay,
He does. So
okay,
he
and-
works on limited hours with us at night to help and works with Sarah if she has any questions
see.
or plans that she needs to review with him.
What do you see are your greatest priorities looking ahead in this role?
Okay.
Don't
Oh,
talk.
yeah, that's a priority.
Right now, just trying to finish getting through the 830Gs. All three of them right now are before the commission. So just trying to get those timelines through and going through that process as cleanly as possible with the commission and our attorneys. And then the POCD is next. Following that, we should be done with all the 830Gs by May. That's what our timelines are. So then we'll dive right into the POCD to get that done, hopefully by early to mid 2024. That's what's on the
Good.
docket.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I move, we approve the request from the Human Resources Director, Ms. Jones,
Thank
to
you.
promote Sarah Carey to Assistant Town Planner, Zoning Enforcement Officer. Second,
Second here.
all in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Appointments, we are doing appointments to the fourth committee, Russ Kimes and Sven Anglund, who Russ is out at a training session.
And wasn't sure if this could deal with it, but it's, that's, they know Sven, but I'm not sure if it's.
So I move we appoint, make these two appointments to the Family Fourth Committee.
I'll second.
Discussion, all in favor? Aye.
How many members are on the committee? Just curious.
There's about
Okay.
12 members.
12
Mine is replacing Robert Bates Mason, who signed after 3 years.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
There is no limit, though. We really have nor are there terms, so.
No.
Right.
No limit, there's no terms.
Right.
Might be nice to have terms.
Okay. Oh, there's Sven.
You.
Oh, there.
There's Sven.
Morning, Sven.
Hey, Sven.
You've already been approved.
Oh, Sven, you're on mute.
Ben, can you hear us?
He's giving an acceptance speech.
Yeah, you're on mute, Sven.
Sven to unmute.
You just heard, there we go.
Sorry, I was on another Skype call. Thank you very much. Look forward to working with you all. Bye.
And a few words. Thank you, Sven. Okay, ZBA. We had a resignation because the chairman had moved out of town, so we have Rich Carrot moving up from an alternate to full member for the two-year term ending December 1, 2024. I move we make this appointment of Rich Carrot. Second,
Second here.
all in favor?
Bye.
Okay, that's contracts under 10,000. Any questions?
No. I just had one question on the state of Connecticut for the historic documents preservation. That shows we're actually receiving 7,500, right? Is that okay? So it's not a cost to us. It's actually we're receiving.
It's a grant.
But isn't this for the contract to buy the services? Isn't this the contract to buy the services that are paid for by a grant?
Okay, you either do house contract out, use that document for that grant for that purpose.
So it is a contract. It's paid for by the state, but
Okay. So it's okay. Gotcha.
Whether it's, putting them on the type of paper you need or.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
no other questions about contracts, overpayments. There's 3 real estate overpayments on the tablets. So I move we approve them.
Second.
I guess it's refunds or
Refunds.
overpayments. Anyway,
Yeah.
second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
That's our agenda completed.
Yes, selectmen comments. You want to say anything?
I have no comments.
No comments. Okay. I just actually, Kevin, I want to thank you. You had sent a follow-up memo on our discussion about sort of a budget synopsis as we were passing along the budget from the Board of Selectmen to the Board of Finance. One of the things I had mentioned was the fact that we were looking for potentially some more information on the new library, which was all of us got a chance to see it on Saturday night. It was absolutely fabulous. And so in terms of going forward, in terms of the information, as we pass it along to the Board of Finance, exactly as you described in your memo, we hope that the Board of Finance will actually be coming up with their form as permitted in the charter that you mentioned. So that's exactly what confirming what I was suggesting. And that going forward, you also cite the charter where the Board of Selectmen has an opportunity to have reports coming in from whether the library or any other of our funds in terms of setting forth the details and so forth, all consistent with what I said 2 weeks ago. And so thank you for clarifying that. Appreciate it.
Not consistent, but go ahead. I would make one comment on the library, which is beautiful. I would like to thank the taxpayers of the town for the $10 million we contributed to that building and for the parking we've arranged, and the town has done a fabulous job supporting that library project. So thank you, Tiger. Thank you, everyone who contributed to that project. So.
And it shows, especially like the sidewalk that we just had approved. So both sides match quite well. It really looks wonderful.
So I was at the event Saturday night and it had nearly 600 people and it was like nobody was there. I mean, it was such a comfortable and, big venue. Just
And you can see everyone.
you could see everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got different vistas. I'd like to give a huge shout out to our risk management team who won a huge award. Cheryl's looking at me like, no, I mean, I think we got money too. There's something $2,500. Well, that's awesome. So congratulations. Well deserved.
Just one last on the update on the Utilities Commission, working with the Bylaws and Ordinance Committee a week or so ago on some tweaking the language on the the ordinance for the Utilities Commission. That's moving along. So that's great. And we're also starting a process to those who have inquired about potential interest in the Utilities Commission. We encourage those who are interested to send a cover letter and a CV to BOS distribution at newcanaanct.gov. So we have a couple of people that have already done so. So I'm just wanted to continue it now as the town council is moving further on their modification of the language going forward, which will be brought to the full town council.
And a big shout out to Tom Butterworth for his efforts on
Absolutely.
town council to get in, get the new ordinance, or not new ordinance, but update the ordinance.
Yep. And that's all I have.
That's all I have.
I move we adjourn at 9:03.
Second here.
That's fast. Thank you. That's a quick one.